Will Chery Australia ever bring backies, pickups or utes to our Australian shores? Great question. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Dimitri. This is Value Cars Australia. And as you can see, it's a lovely sunny Sunday in Sydney, Australia. And I'm still very much in my camping mode, car camping mode. And if you are into that topic as well as just automotive news and conversations, well, maybe check out my channel for a very recent camping car setup that I've done for myself in my Subaru Outback. That might be of interest to you. But today we're talking about Chery. Now, why is Dimitri talking about Chery and utes at pickups? Like, it seems like two things that are not going along very, very well. Well, my friends, I would have thought the same thing. I would have. Except just a few days ago, I watched a wonderful interview with the head of Chery in South Africa, filmed by a great journalist, automotive journalist from Cars.coza, my favorite, probably mainstream automotive review channel. Okay, and that prompted a lot of thoughts. So I will link the original interview in the description of this video. Obviously, go and check it out. It's in English. It's not like you can't read and form your own opinion. In fact, I encourage you to. But here I took a few notes, not to make this conversation too ranty, and talk to you specifics. Some things resonated with me, and I'll tell you why. First of all, from the outtake of it, South Africa, I think, is similar as a country and as a market, automotive market included, to Australia. Why is that? Climate is the first thing. We don't have winters. We are sort of sunburnt to a major degree. Yeah, I'm afraid I will be sunburnt today as well, filming it here. South Africa's population is congregating in big cities, and then there are a more rural kind of population spread out with sort of nothing, kind of outback in between of these big cities. That's how South Africa is, and Australia is probably more so, obviously, but similar in many ways. As far as the economy of the country is concerned, again, not to give a full all-rounded picture, but a lot of it relies on small business and outdoorsy lifestyle. Aussies love outdoorsy lifestyle, and Australia also relies on small business, which in turn relies on utes, utility vehicles, pickups, as well as vans. Well, spoiler alert, Chery is not talking about vans, but as far as the utes are concerned, what the head of Chery South Africa is saying is that they recognize that there is a blue ocean market, so to speak, unfarmed ocean yet, plenty of fish in that ocean, of utes that are going to be addressing light off-roading as opposed to heavy off-roading needs, as well as light loading needs as opposed to becoming real true trucks that can tow 3.5 tons and that you can load up with more than 1 ton in the tub at the back. And I think that very much resonates with us. Yes, we have tradies, and tradies buy Hilux utes and GWM Cannon if they can't afford Hilux or Mitsubishi Triton or something like that. But at the same time, all of those utes, all of them, in South Africa, in Australia, they're based on diesel fuel, and they're built on a chassis or a frame, which gives them these extra capabilities, but at the same time makes them heavier, makes them more expensive, yada, 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 all that stuff. What Chery apparently is doing in South Africa, and I absolutely reckon they will expand to Australia with the same idea, because it's also very much a backy market here in Australia, very much a pickup market here in Australia. What they're talking about is design of a utility vehicle or a pickup truck, not on a frame, but instead a unibody pickup, as they refer to it. Unibody. So they have this T1X frame or platform, as they refer to it in Chery. I hope it's not the same one as they use for our Model 5, because then even I would laugh. I would think it's too soft, but who knows? They could prove me wrong. And they're talking about producing basically presumably a lot less expensive unibody pickup truck or a ute that would address the needs of a lot of tradies who don't honestly need to load up their truck to the brim with, like, I don't know, stones or something, and don't need to tow a house behind them, but instead they need an ability to throw their cans, to throw their quad bike for the weekend, to put their dog in there, and that's about it, and then drive around Central Coast. That's probably like 70 to 80% of those small trades that don't need a super heavy, massive ute. What they need is a cheaper, more reliable, with massive warranty, etc., thing that allows them this outdoorsy lifestyle as well as work for their business. And that's the blue ocean that Chery wants to start farming in South Africa. And I reckon they're gonna absolutely freaking kill it. That's what I think they're gonna do. Australians are an interesting type, and this is where I would not pretend that we are similar to South Africans, or even that I know South Africans that well. But we are very interesting in terms of we are rather religious in terms of if we decided that Hilux Ute is where it's at, if you're a serious tradie or a serious like businessman who has his cans and his plumbing equipment at the back, then so be it. Otherwise, your tradie buddies are going to look at you like you're an idiot, okay? However, a lot of those buddies, they are already diversifying into GWM Canon, Great Wall Motor Canon, okay? And much less expensive, well, arguably softer than Toyota Hilux, but still performing reasonably well on the roads, and certainly, once again, much cheaper. And yes, there is also LDV T60. I haven't forgotten about them. Actually, I did for a split second, but they certainly are also on the market competing for the same niche. Popular, very, very popular. Now, Unibody Pickup, much cheaper, more towards young families, more towards outdoorsy lifestyle, probably light business kind of models, but maybe not so much, I would imagine, because those buddies are still going to want to have a vehicle on a frame, and they probably would still go for those frame-based utes if I had to predict something. But Chery still is onto something, is my point. Once again, I am just sending you down into the description of the video to click the link and go watch original interview if you want more context, because a lot of context is given there. And that's what I wanted to sort of quickly connect with you and talk to you, that this more passenger or light off-roading orientated Bakkie pickup or ute probably has the right to exist. And that's what Chery is rolling out. Well, not rolling out yet, it's in design phase. I'm not going to twist what was said. It's in design phase, but they very much are swinging at this. They want to see exactly how the market responds. And the market that's hungry for Bakkies, pickups or utes is going to respond well. How else the market can respond? There are always buyers who want cheaper vehicles that are going to address their needs. Why not? Why not do that? And that's what Chery is doing in South Africa. I reckon they absolutely are going to do the same thing in Australia, because South Africa, of course, is a market that's a lot more developed for them, same as Russia, let's say. But in Russia, unfortunately, Bakkies and utes are never going to be popular. And you know why? Because of winters. Because we have all the, not just rain, but snow and other kind of stuff dropping there in that hemisphere, okay? But in Australia, South Africa, absolutely. Bakkies, utes, awesome. Open roof, tub, throw whatever you want in, whether it's your picnic blanket, dog, or quad bike, or something more serious, you probably can do it. And that's where I'm at, my friends. Once again, I actually found this conversation, this interview with the head of Chery South Africa super duper insightful. I liked him personally. I like that he was, of course, he's promoting the brand. Let's not shy away from saying that, because as opposed to the popular belief of dim-witted people, nobody pays me. I'm not just trying to please someone in Chery head office here. But I genuinely believe that they're onto something, and I really liked the head of Chery South Africa. I really liked him. And for the lack of the other information about the plans of Chery in Australia, I think that we should kind of extrapolate and kind of look at what they're doing in the other markets and assume that they would do something similar with similar markets, which once again, Australian market is very similar to South Africa, in my humble opinion. They also talked about JQ. They're bringing in sub-brands. Chery is one brand that they will presumably keep Tigo and that ute project, the pickup truck project, under, but they are subdividing Chery, same as what they've done in Russia as well, into also Armada. Armada is going to be a separate lineup of vehicles, more than one model, like it's going to be C9, it's going to be Armada 5, of course, you know, other kind of stuff, GT. And they are also bringing JQ. And I heard from some commenters in my comments that apparently somewhere it has already been confirmed that Chery Australia is planning to bring JQ sub-brand onto our shores. At the moment of recording of this video, I haven't double-checked and cross-checked and proven this allegation, okay? Allegation is a bad word. This kind of, you know, throw-in, let's call it. People threw in the idea out there, as they always do with absolutist kind of things. That's what's going to happen, Dimitri. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I would be delighted to see more competitors on the market, whether they belong to Chery Holdings and they then own sub-brands, or same thing, Great Wall Motor owns Tank, owns Aura, owns Canon, yeah? and Haval, and they're doing great. They're doing fantastically well. So why not Chery do exactly the same thing? Once again, don't be lazy, give me a quick like. Helps YouTube algorithm, helps me know that you are interested in this kind of topic, because I love hanging out like this and talking to you, as you know, over a couple of years of my channel's existence. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope you found this entertaining, or at least thought-provoking. I think provocation of thought is healthy, if nothing else, and I'll talk to you next week.